Hey guys. So now, I'm in like a nice, stable relationship. It's all nice and warm and fuzzy, and that's Bay, and he's great. But I want to talk about some times when it wasn't because dating sucks before I met him, and it's very interesting that now that things are like nice and peachy and beautiful, that I even can imagine some of the situations that I've been with. So today I want to start a new little series of what not to do when dating. Now, granted, these are very, very vague um, statements that I'm going to make. Nothing is 100%. And I'm going to be making fun of situations that I've had personally in my life. So if you've been in a situation like these and it worked out for you, then amen. Amen, sister. But I just kind of want to pick fun of dating because it sucks so bad and it's so serious and it's so crappy, especially after a certain age. So I just kind of want to talk about, and poke fun of it. But still, these are like my real life experiences and they suck. So I want to go into what not to do. Number one, do not date people who are separated. Now, granted, some people are on the fence about this. Now, some people say if someone is separated, then they are still married no matter what, 100%. That is it. And even it's funny because I know everyone knows like this Kevin Hart thing going on. And before the cheating incident, there was an incident where I guess his current wife boasted about how long they were together, and his former wife was like, I'm gonna need you not to boast about how long y'all was together because clearly your start date and my marriage end date overlapped. So it was back and forth, granted she wasn't the female that kind of hit the nail in the coffin. They were already separated, but they were separated. So, and then there's other people who are like, well, I mean, if you're legally separated, if you're living in two different places, if you are, especially in a state like where I live, you have to be separated for a whole year. So does that person not be able to date the entire year that they are separated from the other person? I don't know, personal preference, but I've dated someone who was separated before, because my way of thinking is no one's perfect. Everyone has a past. Everyone kind of has something that, they're walking away from at the moment, and I'm not going to judge someone because they were in that limbo phase. Woosah. Don't date people who are separated. So should I start with the big one or the small one? Let me start with the small one. So the small one was I dated someone who was separated. He was okay. And by dating, I mean going to eat a couple times, chatting on the phone more regularly than, every couple of days. That's what I mean by dating. Just really bland, trying to get to know someone, giving a little bit of attention. That is nothing like being in a relationship. Being in a relationship is what I have now. Like, I talk to him all day or every day. We make plans together, future plans. Like, yes, being in a relationship, is nothing like dating. But anyway, so I met someone or whatever. We went out a couple times, and then something happened with my kid, and I had to like cancel a date. And I canceled, and after that it was just like I never seen the person again. So I mean, that was cool. Never talked to them again, never anything. And I was just like, okay. And then we had become social media friends prior to, and he ended up back with his wife, and I was just like, that's cute, like, because that was just like in limbo. But let me hit y'all with the big one. So I was dating this guy, right? And I liked him. Everyone knows I'm a couponer. So I would go to the stores, drugstores mostly, and I'd be in there looking all beat up and raggedy, schmaggedy, night clothes on. Well, not night clothes, but like pajama pants. Okay, Nichols. And just be looking crazy. Well, this guy asked me out that worked there, and I was just like, aren't you married? He's like, no, I'm separated. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, okay, whatever. Someone says they separated. Like, again, I'm not going to judge them. So I went on a date. It was cool. I went on a date. It was cool. And then we started talking a little bit. And I was like, okay, he's nice or whatever. He has kids. He's really involved in his kid's life. You know, he had a baby. It was like one. I was like, I don't know about that. But what's funny is, so when he would get home, he would like text me often. I was like, okay. But then when he would get home, he would stop texting. And I was like, okay. And then he never like FaceTimed or like literally talked on the phone while he was home. So I was like, okay. So I'm putting 2 and 2 and 4 and 6 and 8 together. And I'm like, hold up. It's something going on. It's more going on than what you're telling me. Bruh, come to find out, this dude is not only still married, which, okay, but living with his wife. They were just on opposite schedules. So living with your wife, never talked about divorce. So because you're emotionally tapped out, that's not separated. So I was like, okay, so what I'm not is doing this. So again, I say, do not date people who are separated. I think that it's a fine line between someone being separated and tapped out emotionally and someone being actually separated, moved out, moved on, the other person's moved on. This is a joint decision that they've made. And unfortunately, because people lie so bad, and everyone's in for just a quick fix instead of the long haul. And it's very unfortunate. So don't date people who are separated. Leave that shit alone. There's like billions and trillions and thousands of people out here. And unfortunately, everyone gets married a little bit too fast, a little bit too soon for different reasons. But I say just wait it out. Keep them in the friend zone and see where it goes before even putting any interest. Date other people and, do your thing and just leave that alone. And if they're really separated and it really is, a no-go, then that'll be no problem because they'll get divorced without any input or interest in you. And then you might have a possibility of actually getting to know that person on a different level. But if someone's separated, they still have so much baggage. And yes, we all have baggage. All of us have baggage. But it's just a lot of baggage. That is unpacked baggage. That is baggage that's still evolving and changing. You just gotta leave that alone and let that play out until they're done with that situation completely, legally. And then you can kind of get your, gauge if that's something that you want to deal with or not. And it also shows a lot about how they deal with that situation too. So, if you stay in the friend zone, you can see how they deal with that other party and if that's something that you really want to do with you. Because hindsight is 20/20, but sometimes while you're dating, you have to look at people for what they are and what they're giving you 100% without any emotion and feelings and all of that, because that skews stuff up. It makes it real blurry. So you just gotta look at them with your binoculars on and be like, okay, let me see how he deal with this situation as I'm just a friend. And then later on down the line, I can see if that's something I want to do. So it's just me. But rule number 1 in dating, leave them separated people alone. Find you somebody with just at least not papers. Everyone out here got enough issues, but find you somebody without papers. So hopefully this was a little funny, and I'll be doing more because dating has been a trip. So I'll tell you some more stuff of what not to do. I will link my I will link my blog down below, guys. This is kind of how I started the blog, with the guide to her, or guide to her is what it's called. It's the how to date, how to get to know women, how to look, you know, with a different set of eyes, how to change your perspective, how to just, you know, be you. And my thing on there is that I'm just an ordinary girl. I'm just Renee. I'm just me. But I'm just willing and, you know, vulnerable enough to talk about it. So thanks guys for watching. Until next time.